Okay, and we are live with another WWE Raw review. The 22nd, 2015. I'm your host, as always, Tony, with my two co-hosts. Dave, how you doing tonight?
Good.
And Justin, as always, as well. How are you as well?
Oh, I'm doing very good.
All right, we're just going to cut to the chase because we're doing the Raw review from the fallout of Night of Champions. Raw was not the greatest last night, in my opinion. Kind of dragged on a little bit. So we're just going to give some quick thoughts about Raw, not get into full details. We'll touch a little bit on Night of Champions as well, and just give some quick thoughts about that as well. And then we'll do our NFL Pick'em show if you're interested in sticking around and checking that out afterwards. So we appreciate that. Excuse me. Raw opened up with a different scenario this time. We didn't get no authority promo or Seth Rollins. It opened up with the someone got a text message. It opens up with the Wyatt family coming down to the ring. I guess about to some kind of promo. They really didn't get too far into it because they were interrupted by Roman Reigns, who came down to the ring and pretty much challenged Bray Wyatt into a fight, not a match, but just a fight, no referees, anything. He said, "You and I started it, so how about we finish it?" Uh, Kind of started going down where Bray Wyatt told Luke and Strowman to leave the ring. They went. Roman and Bray went at it for a little bit until finally, finally the Wyatt family did interrupt and get involved, which then led to Dean Ambrose coming down to the ring and trying to help out Roman Reigns, which then led to the return of Randy Orton. Not much of a return, but he wasn't there last week on Raw to help out Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. So it's looking like we might get something different and get a feud with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, which I'm actually kind of interested in. Um, let's start with Dave first. What were your thoughts on the opening Raw, and are you excited by a potential Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt feud?
I don't know if it's just Randy Orton Bray Wyatt. I think that kind of cemented like he's going to join against Ambrose and Reigns fighting the Wyatts. I don't think it was just going to be like.
Well, I don't know because
Randy versus Bray.
they did do a promo just talking about Orton. So
Okay.
I don't know if maybe that means
maybe,
anything.
I don't. Let's just make Reigns and Ambrose fight the other two. I mean, which would be to me just kind of odd. Which always, I guess unless they were just doing that because he wanted to join the fight. I mean, that's interesting. But I was thinking like, what if it wasn't Rollins and Kane as a second Hell in a Cell match? What if you took those six and just made it like a six-man tag Hell in a Cell? I mean, that would be interesting. It's the same old six-man tag match like we got for Sunday. Which I mean, it wasn't really much of anything, which is kind of odd because honestly, I didn't even notice because I was a half paying attention to this at first. But when I heard Roman come out, I just assumed Dean was with him. I was like, where's Dean at? And all of a sudden his music hit, so it was kind of odd that he could come out with him. But I mean, it was a brawl that Orton comes and saves the day. I mean, me personally, I was like, please beat the Rollins, but no. But I mean, wishful thinking never happened, I'm sure. But it was a different start, which obviously the reason it's a different start because of the whole Sting situation. I think that's what they were because they originally online. Take it with a grain of salt, true or not, but I mean, the rumor was that Sting was going to open up Raw, the original plan, and then I think they had to change a lot, so they just did this first, just to get a start.
Yeah,
it was interesting.
I know they promoted him to start the show. He was supposed to have some kind of announcement to make, but I think the injury that he suffered at Night of Champions, if anybody didn't know about that, he kind of suffered a neck injury. Possibly, my guess is when he got powerbombed into the turnbuckle that topped it off. There was reports that he had numerous of injuries during the match. There was a table spot. There was, I mean, not so many other spots that I could think of that he would get hurt at. But
I mean, he did jump off the top rope too during that match. Then I mean,
yeah, I just think
he took that table spot. I mean, you could see he had these bruises on his. I thought his neck snapped back into one of those monitors. When I looked from what I've seen, and then I mean, he could have bruised some ribs or even broken some ribs during that too.
He may have hurt himself on the table fall.
Power bombs.
I think the power bomb into the turnbuckle is what did it. What did it all for him? Because it's not much. It's not a brutal move, but if you're not prepared for it or take the right bump on it, I'm sure it hurts. And he probably got severe whiplash on that power bomb.
He's not used to fighting that style anyway. I mean, Sting's fighting the old style from.
Well, and he's also 56 years old. So
yeah, I mean, you're not used to like these new moves the kids, I guess you could call it, the younger generation are doing. I mean, you're not used to it. So I mean, it's high risk of injuries too. I mean, look at Daniel Bryan. That style basically has shortened his career.
Yeah, and you could tell he was kind of out of it after that power bomb. They took a little.
Props to him for like finishing that match. I mean, he looked good. After he had talked about that and all that, he actually did finish the match. Even though we weren't happy with the finish, because he didn't win the title. But I mean, it was still I liked how it finished because he rolled him up, but boom.
Yeah, you could tell he was definitely out of it because he could definitely barely put the Scorpion Deathlock on.
And the way that he didn't get mentioned, like Sting. I mean, Sting wasn't even mentioned on Raw at all.
Right. So that means to me that the injury was more serious than they thought.
Yeah.
Justin, your thoughts on the opening segment?
I mean, it was all right. I just wish this feud would end already. I mean, they fought for the past couple months. I mean, it was good when it first started. Now it's just getting repetitive. I mean, as far as a potential Orton match, I think it'd be okay. I think at this point in Orton's career, he's going to be more about putting talent over. I mean, I don't think we're going to see him in the title picture anytime soon. I mean, that's my opinion, but I don't know. Yeah.
You think that they just scratched the whole Reigns and Ambrose versus the Wyatts then? And that's done?
I think they maybe have another match at Hell in a Cell, probably 6-man.
Hopefully to end it.
Maybe in a Hell in a Cell, that'd be cool. But I think this Orton and Bray feud is gonna go. I just have a feeling that maybe Orton pins Bray at Hell in a Cell. I don't know. I just feel like it's something fresh, something new. And what else are they gonna do with Bray Wyatt right now? They stuck him with every other guy so far.
Him and Owens wouldn't be bad.
No, I mean, there's a few guys out there. I mean, I get who you put him with Kane, Daniel Bryan, John Cena. I mean, Undertaker. I mean, everybody can put him against.
Right. So, yeah, a nice different opening segment instead of a promo or whatever have you.
It would have been better if they would announce even though we had a pretty good main event, but later on in the night, like Bray Wyatt and Rollins are gonna have a big brawl. But it just kind of ended really fast. But it would have been nice to make something like that, non-sanctioned match.
The special tag team partner for Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose was Jericho. He got the loss. Jericho got pinned, and then did a shoulder bump with onto Ambrose. So maybe we see a possible Ambrose and Jericho feud, maybe a Jericho and Roman Reigns feud. That'd be both of them. I think would be pretty good in my eyes.
It was funny during that beatdown. The crowd was chanting Y2J. But did they not?
That crowd was idiots. The crowd last night at Raw. I mean, it was horrible. That's why they don't go to small towns.
On TV in a while.
Right. I mean, they need to learn their lesson going to these little small towns in Texas like Laredo and
especially Corpus tonight. That's gonna suck on
Corpus Christi and stuff like that. I mean, the crowd is all for John Cena, and as you can even saw, like the Bellas came out, they got a huge pop. So I mean, they're just not into.
Yeah. They don't know what the hell's going on.
Right. They just cheer for whoever. Speaking of the Bellas, we had the Charlotte celebration, I guess, party or whatever we want to call it. for her winning the title last night, which was a good match Sunday night. It was a little bit of an old school type of match where Nikki Bella worked on Charlotte's leg or knee, if you want to say, and tried to prevent the figure eight, as Charlotte calls it, to be applied onto her, which was eventually put on Nikki Bella, and she ended up tapping out. During the celebration, you hear Ric Flair pretty much praising Charlotte for winning the title and said that she worked hard for it, and so on and so forth, which then actually made, I guess, finally Paige snap and turn heel.
Thank God.
If you want to call it a heel turn, she really didn't do anything to make it a heel turn, where like she didn't attack nobody. She pretty much called out everybody on the Diva
being frustrated.
Right, she called out everybody on the women's roster. Pretty much called it a page bomb on Twitter, hashtagged it.
It's still trending too.
Right, she dogged the Bella Twins, saying that they're only there for one specific reason, and that's because of John Cena and Daniel Bryan. Trashed Charlotte, trashed Becky Lynch, even trashed Natty out of nowhere.
Do you even work here anymore?
You didn't really trash her though. She just said, Natty, where are you?
Well, she kind of called her out.
She didn't really trash her.
Called her out, if you want to say.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't say anything positive about her. So, I mean, she just pretty much called her out.
Well, basically kind of trolling the internet fans a little bit, too. That's what everyone has been saying on Twitter. Where's Natalia at? Where's...
Well, and this is basically a carbon copy. Well, not basically a carbon copy, but just like AJ's. She's had almost the same stuff. Or at least to the Bellas, anyway.
Right.
I think it would have been nicer if Natalia would have said, but I know we're going to acknowledge it. I don't know why. But I wish she would have said, well, I've been at home taking care of my husband who got injured. I wish they could have done that. That would have been, I think, good right there.
But in retrospect, she hasn't, though. She's been at live events, and she takes pictures a lot on Instagram. So, I mean, if she wanted to kayfabe it, she would have said, I've been here in the back, just haven't gotten the opportunity. Or she could have lied, and like you said, and said she's been, taking care of TJ at home with neck injury. But like we said, Paige finally, I'm not going to call it a heel turn so much, but it's going that direction to where she's going to turn heel somewhere down the line. I thought it was pretty cool that Emma called her out on Twitter, and maybe we see another 3-woman group get together. I mean, I kind of hope not. I mean, in a way, I do. Maybe we'll see more women get involved into this.
Yep.
Into this little action, like Emma and.
That's a better way of adding more girls to it.
Right, Emma, Natty. It's pretty much the only ones I can think of the top of my head that I would like to join in. Most of the ladies are still in NXT. I mean, I can't really mention Bayley yet. But yeah, I mean, nice segment. Any thoughts you want to throw in, Justin, before we move on?
Well, I mean, I think this is much needed for Paige. I mean, I much prefer her as a heel than a babyface, just because I think she has more of, I guess, a moveset, you can say, and she's more, she kicks ass, I guess, more basically, you can say. So I think this is much needed for her, just to change up her character again. I'm still kind of upset about Charlotte winning. I mean, she's good. I'm not dogging her at all. I don't like her character. Prefer her. So, I mean, I wish Nikki would have won, but I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, I don't know what it is about Charlotte with me. I don't like her for some reason, or right now at least. She's a very good wrestler, so I'm not dogging her at all, but just her character right now is not for me.
Okay. I just hope maybe eventually down the line we get Sasha involved in this.
Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah.
I'd rather her be champion, but
I want them to change the belt. I cannot stand that butterfly belt.
Yeah, hopefully one day. Let's see, what else did we have? We also had them announce at the live event show that they're doing next weekend. We're going to see the Dudleys take on the New Day for the world titles, for the world tag team titles. So that should be good. It's going to be in New York, kind of in Dudley Billy Boy's backyard. So
Also, Lesnar versus Big Show.
yeah, Lesnar versus Big Show as well. So those only really. I mean, I'm sure we'll see Rollins and Cena. I'm not gonna. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at that. Maybe a rematch between Ryback and Kevin Owens just to get the card a little bit stacked. So I wouldn't be surprised if those two matches are added. Let's see what else. Oh, also at the pay per view they announced it's going to be. Is it? I forgot what the tour is called. I don't know if it's Lesnar Hell Tour or.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Lesnar goes to hell or some shit like that.
Yeah, so we're gonna see Lesnar on the Austin podcast, which should be very good. I'm hoping maybe Lesnar throws out a challenge to Austin. I think that would be fantastic. We're also going to see, like we said, the live event with him facing the Big Show, and we're also going to see at Hell in a Cell, the main event. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the main event. It's going to be Brock Lesnar taking on The Undertaker and a Hell in a Cell, which I'm looking forward to because it's not at WrestleMania. So it opens up a little bit more options on matches that can potentially happen. Maybe Undertaker Sting, which I think is going to eventually got to happen. And Brock and
we all want it.
Brock and whoever. I mean,
Brock and Rock, maybe.
Brock and Rollins again in a rematch. Brock and whoever. It's all up in the air from there. So looking forward to Hell in a Cell. Also, we had on Raw, we had a 6-man tag match with the New Day and Rusev taking on the Dudleys and Dolph Ziggler. I'll tell you what, New Day and Rusev together is fantastic. I loved how Xavier Woods played Rusev's song. Xavier. I mean, that trombone. Who knew that would be such a awesome little addition?
It just took off like out of nowhere.
Right.
Yeah. It just started like New Orleans or something.
I have no idea when it started. I think it started at a pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe a Raw, but I'm not sure. I can't remember, to be honest with you. But him doing all sorts of music, and then Big E and them dancing when he's playing it. It's just funny. And then how after Raw was over, how Rusev and New Day were tweeting, after our feud, Rusev invited us over for food, and it's just great how these guys.
They're friends too, because Rusev has been on Xavier Woods'
YouTube channel. Right. So I mean, they are getting past the little kayfabe, behind the scenes or whatever. If you want to say real life, Rusev is friends with Xavier Woods, Big E, and Kofi Kingston. He's been on his YouTube channel quite a bit, playing video games with Xavier Woods. Any thoughts on that match? We'll go with Justin first on the 6-man tag match.
I mean, it was good. New Day and Xavier Woods was the best part of the whole match. Like you said, that trombone is really catching. It really caught fire. I mean, it was a good match. I enjoyed it.
Dave, anything you want to throw in out there?
Yeah, really quick. Rewind you a little bit on Paige's Python real quick. Everyone kept going off on it on Twitter. Oh, this is the greatest thing ever. It's the CM Punk version of the girls. It's like, okay, it's like everything anyone cuts a promo or it wasn't a shoot promo. But everyone acts like anytime someone cuts a promo that gets personal, it's real. And I really like this to kind of bury the Divas resolution. But no, as soon as you lose the title, there should be right back to Nikki all the time.
Well, that's just her being, saying that the company is politics. She's saying it's politics too much.
Yeah, it is. Every wrestling company, or at least the good ones, are mostly politics. And you gotta know what to do and what not to do. Life is a lot of politics. You gotta do the right stuff to the right people a lot of times. But I enjoy Charlotte, Sasha, Bayley. I think they're all great wrestlers, and I enjoy all of them. I don't care about Charlotte because I don't think she. Her first match with Bayley, I didn't think was that great. The half of the title. And then Sasha just blew it away. Sasha can do it all. He looks great in the ring. I mean, she puts on great matches. I mean, so does Charlotte, but I think just so people don't mesh together sometimes. But, I mean, yeah, I enjoy all the so or women's wrestling or whatever it's called. But yeah, on to the 6-man. I mean, it was a good match. I mean, there was this entertaining guy right now. This was the most entertaining group in wrestling right now. So I mean, it's funny. I like seeing these guys, and I mean, I don't know. Is it the same thing to say that we're gonna get their title shot, but is it the kind of the Sting scenario too with that? They're just there to help get the young guys over, so they probably won't get a run. They're just there to make sure they look good. I mean, that's another tough scenario. You say, hey, the Dudleys probably won't win or they will win. I mean, that's interesting to think about if you want to go like the same way with Sting not winning. He's there to put the young guys over.
Well, the difference between the Dudleys and Sting is age difference, obviously, and I do think the Dudleys will win it one more time. I think they'll probably win it at the house show, and then rematch at Hell in a Cell and probably lose. I think it's setting up for them having their big moment in New York City, where they kind of, were originally from and brought up in, kind of in that ECW area. But
do you think a lot of fans will blow up at the WWE because they gave the Dudleys the titles but not Sting?
I'm sure it'll get mentioned, but they need to realize that Sting is 56 years old, and that he can't have these type of matches that probably Bully Ray and Devon can have. And, I mean, I'm not trying to dog Sting, but he's not the same anymore. I mean, he should just have one more match. Hopefully it's against Taker, and then just call it quits. Hang up the boots, because he's getting kind of old now, and he's getting more injury prone, more fragile, to where he can't take these type of bumps that probably Dudley Boys, and they bring back the Hardys, which is kind of rumored around, and stuff like that. But
yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to get back and get a run. I mean, but yeah, I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, I mean, the match was good. Yeah, I mean, it was a good match. It wasn't kind of long, but it was still good.
also, we had a return of Kane, who came up last Sunday night at Night of Champions. After Rollins defeated Sting, we had the tease of the cash in from Sheamus, who came down, kicked Rollins, gave the ref the briefcase, told him to ring the bell. Right when he rings the bell, fire explodes, and it's Kane coming down to the ring. Chokeslams Rollins, and then eventually chokeslams Sheamus, which kind of didn't make any sense to me. You would think you'd want him to lose the belt. But anyways, Kane shows up as...
it was more him not wanting. He was like, hey, yeah, good. I think it was more like Kane wanted. Doesn't want no one to take titles on by him.
Right. Kane ends up having this kind of split personality, and I saw all on Twitter, which I even thought was kind of funny, comparing it to Joseph Parks. And,
a couple of years ago.
And even Joseph Parks tweeted about it. And
but he didn't really complain about it. He just mentioned the similarity.
Yeah, and it's not, to me, it's nothing similar about it. One played a lawyer who apparently did not know how to wrestle.
Yeah.
And was scared of everybody. And then we have Abyss, who was nowhere to be seen. Like, he wasn't even on the show. And Kane is Corporate Kane, who's obviously
for the Authority.
This personality that he's running fits him, because he's a psychotic, lunatic, crazy man, Kane. But anyways,
something I would like to add to that. They want to say it's similar. Well, if you ask me, Abyss is just a big ripoff of Kane anyway. So
exactly.
I'll see you guys saying nothing about that.
There you go. Amen to that. Corporate Kane ends up announcing that later on tonight, or at the main event, it will be Rollins taking on Cena for the U.S. title rematch that he's allowed to have. And also, I think that the reason why Cena is the U.S. champion again is because of ratings. I think the U.S. Challenge is an intriguing thing that they have every night on Monday Night Raw. If they continue to do it, and it'll get more people to tune in to see who's going to challenge Cena tonight, because you don't know who it's going to be. Usually, it's someone new, and I think that's another intriguing thing that they're losing on Raw. Uh, Not having those open challenges, and I think them having them back is actually something I enjoy, and I'm glad that they.
Plus, it gives you a segment to do each week. Like, okay, we got this segment for sure this week, instead of trying to pick stuff up.
Right.
But does he go back to the open challenge, or does he just start going working programs with people?
Guess we'll see and find out. But I'm hoping it's the same thing where it's the open challenge. Let's see, anything else on Raw other than the main event that we need to touch on?
I mean, did we all enjoy the whole night? I think I see a lot of people on Twitter enjoyed it too. I really enjoyed this whole.
I like it. I like the. It's actually entertaining. Justin.
Yeah, I mean it's something different from what they've been doing, for sure. Kane playing both roles, I think it's gonna be pretty fun. It's gonna be funny sometimes and sometimes not, but I mean we'll see what happens.
Right. Anything else?
That part was hilarious. Like, my mask is gone.
Right. Yeah, how he played it off was good.
Yeah, he told Stephanie she lost it like nothing.
Yeah. So, I mean, is there anything else we need to touch on Raw before we move on to the main event? Is there anything else that y'all guys think y'all want to touch on, or that we need to touch on from
I
Raw?
don't think nothing major really happened. It was kind of like, it really was like a slow, and it was like, okay, so this seems the most entertaining thing about this whole show tonight, so come on, let's move on. It's kind of like that.
Right, and I just hope that Raw doesn't completely become repetitive, where we see the same matches on Raw every night, and same stuff every night on Raw. Because then I'm not gonna even want to do reviews, because we just talked about this last week. You know what I mean? But anyways, to move on, we'll get to the main event, which was Rollins and Cena, which was a good match. One problem though I have with the match is that I think Kane should have costed Rollins the match instead of Cena going over clean on Rollins. You might as well just put the damn title on Cena. Beat him twice Sunday night, and then he beat him again on Monday night.
So does that mean Cena gets another title shot because he beat Rollins again?
Right. That's what I don't get. That's what I do not care for. That's the only thing I didn't like. You should have had, ref get knocked out, maybe Rollins grabs a chair, lights go off, lights come back on, Kane's in the ring, choke slams Rollins. I mean, that's how you continue a feud going. And I just think having Cena beat him clean twice, even though you can say the excuse Rollins went twice Sunday night and then had to go again. Sure, yeah, you can use that. I mean, come on. I mean, does Cena really need to go over clean again?
Yeah, I mean, gee whiz.
But Cena did end up winning. After the match, Rollins gets sucked down to the ring by Kane, his classic gimmick, what he did to Zack Ryder a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about him.
We'll go with Justin first, and then we'll go to Dave. What was your thoughts on the main event of Raw and Raw, period?
Yeah, I mean, Seth Rollins and John Cena had another damn good match. It seems like every match they have with each other, I mean, they're all on point. Cena and Rollins have, I think they have great chemistry in the ring together. I mean, like you said, the match could have ended in a disqualification instead of Cena going over clean again. But yeah, I mean, Cena still is improving to me. In the ring, he's doing some new moves. He did the Hurricanrana. I think was that not a Champions or last night?
Not a Champions.
Yeah, he did that, which was something different.
Yeah, last night too, though.
Oh, he did. I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah, and so I enjoyed the match. Seth Rollins, I mean, is something else in the ring. One of the best they have. Raw overall, I'd say 6.5.
Okay. Dave?
Yeah, I mean, the match was good. I enjoyed the match. I mean, but please, Cena, stop doing these stupid moves. You look ridiculous. I mean, he just looks so. When he does that Rey Mysterio move, when he jumps on the back of that little somersault or whatever, trying to flip it for a pin. I mean, he looks so stupid. The springboard star, he hasn't done that in a while. I don't think so. That's good. But I mean, in the hard round, he just looks stupid doing these moves, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, granted, it's good for him to try new stuff, but I wish he would like stop him. He just looks so awkward and weird when he does them. He's so big. He should just be sticking to the power game. He still puts on great matches. I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from Cena. I just think he looks so weird doing these moves. And Raw. How about selling the frog splash a little bit? Rollins did a great Eddie Guerrero frog splash, and Cena just rolls right up with some issue. It's like, can't even sell it a little? I mean, when they had Rollins lose like 2 nights in a row, I mean, granted, he had 2 matches, but still. I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, I think Cena is probably Cena and Rollins at the house show next Saturday, so I guess they'll say, well, he gets a title shot right there. So I assume that's what she'll need something big to headline a New York show like that. So I would assume that would be the match. And Raw was like considered Kane was the most entertaining, and this was the best match. And Raw wasn't great. I mean, nothing really to talk about. And it wasn't that good of a show. Hopefully, it continue, like you said, the same matches each week. And we were just talking about the same stuff. Yeah, so and so, Cesaro and Big Show had another good match. You know, it's like.
Yeah, we didn't even mention that. But yeah. Raw in a nutshell was okay. Not the greatest. Could have been a lot better. That's why our review is so short tonight, because there's not much to really talk about. When Raw's not very good, we're not going to spend an hour and a half talking about it, because there's no need to. Raw wasn't the greatest. Said it all before. Main event was good. You know, Cena versus Rollins. We saw it the night before. I mean, Jesus.
The JBL show was better than Raw.
I'm sorry?
The JBL show was a lot better than Raw.
Right. I mean, the NXT show we went to was better than Raw.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, we just want something new, something different. Just, not the same stuff every night. It's just.
They had a really low rating, too. I mean, to the WWE standards. I mean, it wasn't TNA low, but I mean, it was like.
Well, hopefully that'll open their eyes. I know. Oh, go ahead.
I was in the 3 million, a little under, like 3 million. It was still over 3 million, but like 3,500,000 or 300 or something like that.
Right.
But still, it was still WWE standards lower. It was the lowest one all year, if that says anything.
Hopefully that'll open their eyes. I know it's starting to get towards WrestleMania time, so hopefully we'll start seeing some different stuff. I give Raw a 5 out of 10.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
So that'll pretty much wrap up our Raw review for tonight. We will be back next Tuesday with another Monday Night Raw review. Granted, it's something different and something good. And then, if you feel like sticking around, we'll be right back after this to do our NFL Pick'em show. So I hope everybody can join us. And we appreciate everybody watching. Everybody have a great night. See you next week.